If you've been missing something sweet on Carnivore, this recipe is going to blow your mind. These sweet cream cheese filled crepes are rich, fluffy, and taste like dessert, but they're 100% Carnivore approved. This one comes straight from my new book, Complete Carnivore, which is your complete encyclopedia for the carnivore diet. The first half of the book walks you through how to get started, troubleshooting, and monitoring your progress. And the second half of the book is 80 carnivore recipes, just like this one. If you've already pre-ordered my book, don't forget to download your bonus PDF. It includes my quick start guide, supplement and blood work resources, troubleshooting and FAQs, plus 2 exclusive recipes that you will not find anywhere else. Instructions on how to download that bonus PDF are in the description below. And if you haven't pre-ordered yet, now is your chance. Pre-orders are open until November 3rd at 11:59 p.m. And after that, that exclusive bonus PDF disappears. All right, let's dive into these incredible crepes. So the first thing we need to make this dish is the Carnivore crepes and noodles. This is its own recipe, so you're getting 2 for 1 today. And this is on page 364. I originally found this recipe on Indigo Neely's YouTube channel, so be sure to check that out. I'll link it in the description. But this is super, super simple. So what we're gonna do is take 4 large egg whites. Now these egg whites are leftover from my ice cream sandwich recipe that I just did. If you haven't checked that out, oh my God, you need to see that. Carnivore ice cream sandwiches, what? So we're wanting to end up with like 2 cups of stuff here, maybe a cup's worth of stuff. That should be enough. And then we're gonna add 1 whole egg. Now, if you wanted it to be a little bit more yolky, you could add more eggs. That's totally fine. It's up to you. So the next thing you're going to do is, I like to blend it first. We've got this immersion blender. Then what we're going to do is add in some beef gelatin. This is grass-fed, unflavored. I will link it in the description. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of the beef gelatin directly into the egg mix. 1 and 2. Easy peasy. Now, the key here is you're trying to get this to be like the consistency of maybe an orange juice. You don't want any chunks. So that's why I use the immersion blender. You could always use a whisk. You could use whatever works best for you. We've got our egg beef gelatin mix, but I wanted to show you a couple pieces of special equipment that make this so much easier to make crepes. The first off is a crepe pan.
Duh.
This is a 10-inch crepe pan. I'll link it in the description, along with the crepe flipper. So this came in a set of other like crepe related tools. It's really cheap, but this makes flipping the crepes so much easier. Now, if you don't want to get special equipment, you could always just use a medium-sized like frying pan and maybe just a spatula. But this and this make the job so much easier. So let's make these crepes. Now this is a bit of an art form, so you'll get it after a couple of crepes. I like to turn it on maybe to medium heat. We've got some butter that we're going to be using to lubricate the pan. Let that heat up. All right, when the crepes are done, we're gonna put them on this. We're just going to kind of put a thin layer of butter. It doesn't have to be much. I think the recipe calls for a tablespoon. Be nice and hot and bubbly. And when that butter starts to bubble, that's when you know you're ready. Okay, butter is starting to boil, so let me show you how to do this. So what I like to do is pour it on, kind of spread it around like that, a little bit more, and then just kind of let it go on all sides like this. Oh yeah, perfect. That's gonna be a good one. And then you just let it cook. Now the way that you know these are done is around the edges of each crepe. It's gonna get a little bit brown and crispy and bubbly. Then what you're going to do is be able to get underneath it and kind of wiggle and flip. I would say each side probably needs 1 to 2 minutes to cook. If you take a look, you can see it's starting to get a little crusty on the sides. You see this? This actually is pretty close. Oh yeah, see that? Get underneath and flip. Now we could have let that go a little longer because you see it's not super brown, but it is cooked and that's what we want. Let that side get a little bit browner and then this one is done. Perfection. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is re-lube your pan, as little or as much butter as you like, and then we're gonna do the next one. Now remember, there's gonna be 3 crepes worth in this, and we're gonna be doing 2 batches to make enough for 2 servings. I'm gonna give this one a good amount of time. I really want it to get crispy on the edges so it's nice and brown. Now in the meantime, I wanna show you, these are pretty substantial, but you can also, if you wanted to, you could just kinda roll these up and eat them. Absolutely delicious on their own. Beautiful. On this one I put 2 whole eggs just to illustrate what you can do. batch, get that back on. Fresh butter. See, it's still so hot. Now I made a little bit more on this one. You just repeat the process. Oh, wait, that is hot. Sometimes I like to stir up the mix a little bit.
Soon after.
All right, so now with the book, you're gonna go to pages 238 and 239 to the sweet cream cheese crepes. We're going to make the filling now. Let me also just show you the crepes themselves. This bad boy is perfect. Look how thin and beautiful that is. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And you can make these like way ahead of time and just put some saran wrap over it and put them in the fridge. I've made these up to a week in advance or just did like a whole pile of them and did a bunch of different things with them. I have a ton of different recipes in this book that use these as some part of the recipe. All right, for the time being, I'm gonna move these bad boys and we are gonna work on the filling. So we're gonna be using 1.5 bricks of cream cheese, some allulose. You do not have to use the sweetener if you don't want to. That is optional, and some cinnamon. And that's it. I've left this out on the counter to be softened. Might soften these a little bit more. In the microwave. You want this to be really soft. Not super soft, but like more soft than this. I'm gonna nuke it. Okay, so I did this for a total of 40 seconds, 2 20-second sessions each. This is what you're looking for, just very creamy. All right, now we need 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. This is 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm gonna use 2 of these to get what I need for a total of 1/2 teaspoon. Again, if you don't wanna use cinnamon, if you don't wanna use allulose, you don't have to. These would be just as good without any of that stuff, so use your discretion. And then for the allulose, we're using 1/4 cup. Now you don't have to use allulose if you don't want to. You can use whatever sweetener you like. I just like allulose because it can lower your blood glucose levels. And honestly, I really don't. What is this? Oh, Goran's coffee tablespoon is in there. I don't really use sweetener ever. It's just not really something I do. But in these recipes, I endeavored to make it for everybody. Some people come to Carnivore just for general health improvements and don't have issues with sugar addiction. So if you're one of those people, this could be a recipe that could be like a game changer for you in doing Carnivore. Now, if you have a sugar problem, a sugar addiction, obviously you wouldn't be using this. So use your discretion, and remember that Carnivore is not one size fits all. We need to be aware of that, because there's some people that are like, oh, I could never do Carnivore. All I do is just eat steaks, ground beef, and bacon. I gotta have something sweet. Well, this is an option. This isn't gonna spike your blood sugar. This is going to be very filling, lots of protein and good fats, and it's not going to mess up your day. Let me taste it. Just a hint of sweetness. It's not too sweet. You can add more or less if you want to. All right, we've now come to the stuffing part. This is so easy. So this is gonna be enough filling for 6. So you just kind of paint it on. Be delicate because these can rip, but if you have a little tear, it doesn't really matter because you're just gonna be rolling this up. Roll them up, baby. Delish. I'll move this over here for a moment. Do the next one. I'm gonna just stuff these really full for Goran because I don't wanna have to save this. We're just gonna make these real decadent for him. Do it all the way to the edges. Oh yeah, that's a thickie.
Oh my.
Like I said, this is for 2 servings. I'm just doing this because I'm not gonna be eating this. Dang, that looks so good. All right, here we go for the final piece de resistance. Now, so this is the size of the one that you would normally do for an individual serving. These are the big boys. Holy crap. Then what I like to do is I like to cut these in half so that you can see some of the pretty swirls. Gorgeous deliciousness. Okay, so these are the ones that have nothing in it for me, and these are the ones that have the cream cheese filling. Now what I like to do is just put some butter over it, some nice hot melted butter. Oh yeah, so decadent. Instead of, you know, like syrup. I suppose you could use like a sugar-free syrup if you wanted to, but this is so good this way. All right, my sweet love Goran is here.
My favorite time is taste test time.
Yes. So these are sweet cream cheese filled crepes.
Sweet cream cheese filled crepes. All Carnivore, you say?
Yeah. If you're using sweeteners, you don't have to use sweeteners, but we did.
I like sweeteners.
So I also like double stuffed yours because I can't have cream cheese.
I think I can handle it.
Here, Take this. And then for me, I've got the lame ones that don't have any stuffing.
Are these all for me? I have a mountain
Yeah.
of
Oh,
crepes.
you're gonna be super, super full.
Wow, okay, well, looking good. Sweet, creamy, delicious, fantastic. I can't even believe that that's all carnivore. That's just so sweet
Right.
and creamy.
Yeah, and you know, if you're not using sweeteners, you don't have to. But if you are craving something sweet, this will not spike your blood sugar with the allulose. So
Smooth as a pancake
yes.
or a crepe.
Here you go.
Thank
That
you.
entire plate is for you.
All right, see you later.
So there you have it, my sweet cream cheese filled crepes from Complete Carnivore. These are a great reminder that eating this way doesn't have to feel restrictive. It can be simple, satisfying, and seriously delicious. If you've already pre-ordered your book, don't forget to pick up your free bonus PDF. All of that information is in the description below. This has got the quick start guide, troubleshooting, FAQs, blood work, supplement guides, plus 2 exclusive recipes that are only in here, not in this book. Only pre-order bonuses. Get to see those 2 recipes. And if you haven't pre-ordered yet, now is the time. This book comes out November 4th. I can't believe it. It's wild to me still. Crazy. And once you've pre-ordered the book, you can download the bonus PDF as well. Now this bonus PDF, this is only available until November 3rd at 11:59 p.m. and then it's gone, disappears into the night because November 4th, this bad boy comes out. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give this video a like and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Also, leave a comment. So maybe you have a recipe in mind that you'd like me to make into a carnivore recipe, but if you're watching this after November 4th, take a look through the book. Let me know which recipe you'd like me to show you in video form next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.